The arts can mean many things, but in education, they often mean art, music, theater, and dance. According to Helig, some believe the arts are basic to education, others see them as important but less than basic. Still others see them as low priority or expendable given the importance of other core academic subjects such as mathematics and English language arts. According to Helig, arts education has a long and complicated past in the United States. The arts started in the classroom in the late 19th century. As the economy grew, the middle class sought more culture, and the arts were no longer just for the wealthy upper class, and teaching arts in schools became more important. Around this time, John Dewey, a researcher at the University of Chicago, developed the idea of progressive education. According to Helig, he said that children need authentic education that allows them to grow mentally, physically, and socially by providing opportunities to be creative, critical thinkers. He believed that arts education was a foundational part of the curriculum because it developed creativity, self-expression, and appreciation for the expression of others. Dewey's views caused a time where the arts were greatly supported and funded in schools. However, the Great Depression and the war years changed everything when schools were closed and teachers and art programs were cut. In the 1950s, the economy boomed and arts education was funded once again. However, this was around the same time the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, and the U.S. government shifted its emphasis to science and math in schools. Art education programs suffered. Advocates for arts education gained some momentum in the 1960s. The National Endowment for the Arts was established by Congress in 1965 and became the largest annual national funder for the arts. Then, in 1994, Congress signed the Goals 2000 Educate America Act. According to Helig, the act stated that, by 2000, all students will demonstrate competency over challenging matter, including the arts. A huge victory had been won for arts education advocates. This all changed in 2000 when George W. Bush was elected as president and brought Texas's approach to education to Washington, D.C. According to Helig, Texas's approach to education had test scores soaring and dropout rates plunging. They tested only in mathematics and language arts to measure student, school, and district success. Consequently, this became the model for No Child Left Behind and put any subject other than math or language arts on the back burner. With all of the controversy surrounding NCLB, the United States Department of Education released a report in which it argues that in the federal No Child Left Behind Act, the arts share equal billing with reading, math, science, and other disciplines as core academic subjects, which contribute to improved student learning, explains Helig. However, people and groups who advocate for the arts disagree. One such person is the Vice President of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, Daryl Ayers. Ayers explains that NCLB has caused unintended cuts of art programs because of the emphasis on math and language arts. While public and private school policies support the arts, they are often forced to make cuts. They are forced to decide which subjects are most important. In 2004, a school district in Nashville, Tennessee, who was trying to cut $15 million from its budget, proposed to cut music, which cut 35 positions. Their chief financial advisor explained that the school was just trying to be fiscally responsible, but these cuts came at the expense of teachers and students. According to Archer, to counteract these cuts, parents often rally together to try to persuade their communities to support referendums that will help fund arts programs. For a school district in Roselle, Illinois, voters shot down 4 separate referendums. The arts programs went on the chopping block, and if parents wanted these programs to stay in place, they would have to pay $30 a month. Parents were in disbelief, explaining that if families had to pay $30 a month to conduct science experiments, families would be outraged. The arts often take a back seat to school curricula because we are in a current era of high-stakes testing accountability. Research has confirmed this impact of law on arts education. According to research on public schools, since the inception of NCLB, there has been a 58% increase in reading language arts instruction, a 45% increase in math instruction, and a 16% decrease in arts education. 66% of arts programs have received reduced funding between 2003 and 2008. While these are disheartening statistics, there is some hope for the future. Helig explains that NCLB is currently under significant review by the federal government. The current Secretary for the U.S. Department of Education, Arne Duncan, explains that the department is now pushing for a more well-rounded curriculum. He says that they have put $1 billion into the budget for next year to focus on other subjects besides reading and math. He also indicated that $265 million of this has been set aside for the arts. In addition, arts advocacy groups such as Americans for the Arts continue to fight for arts education. Americans for the Arts has already planned their annual Arts Advocacy Day to try to advance federal support for the arts and arts education. The elimination of the arts in education is an important issue for many reasons. As former Secretary of Education Rod Page explained, the arts, perhaps more than any other subject, help students understand themselves and others, whether they lived in the past or are living in the present. The arts allow us to explore new worlds and to view life from another perspective. As for success in school, Robert Jesselson, Executive Director of the National String Project, explains that playing string instruments has a number of benefits. He says that these include higher SAT scores, increased self-discipline, reduced absentee rates, and improved math skills. The elimination of arts in schools is something that is very personal to me. I began playing the violin when I was in elementary school, and my sister began playing the cello. Little did we know the impact that music would have on our lives. Music afforded us opportunities that we otherwise would have not known. We played concerts, competed in individual and group competitions, competed at the regional and state level, played the national anthem at White Sox games, and played holiday concerts in downtown Chicago. My sister even toured Europe for several summers with an international youth symphony orchestra. When cuts threatened our program, parents in the community rallied together and raised the money to save our music. Music turned me from a shy, scared fourth grader to a confident young woman. Music taught me respect, discipline, and confidence. Choosing to participate in an elementary music program was one of the best decisions I have ever made. My hope is that others will see the importance of art programs in schools. If children are not exposed to the arts when they are in school, they might never be. When Albert Einstein said, "All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree," I believe he expressed an idea that can be applied to education. All subjects that are taught in school, whether they be math or art, are all branches of the same tree. They are all connected, and they are all important.